Ryanhood is what happens when you put Ryan Green and Cameron Hood together as a best group / duo. Yep. In the International Acoustic Music Awards. That's and that's just the top of the surface. I first heard them when they were jamming in Boston as you know, on the street, right? I mean, and it was 8 years ago. I mean, I don't know how many years ago it was with you, but it was 8 years ago when I first heard them. And I then made them my discovery of the year. And I still stand by them, the great Ryan Hood.
Thank you, John.
All right. We got some energy left yet, folks. It's the home stretch, but we've got some energy left. As John mentioned, we're Ryan Hood. I'm Ryan David Green. Cameron Hood, Ryan Hood. Just a taste of the creativity you will be experiencing with us over the next hour as we wind this beautiful festival down. Thank you for being here. This is a lovely way to finish it in this 120-degree humidity experience. We're going to do the song now that we wrote, Cameron mostly wrote, and it won us that International Acoustic Music Award. And I believe there's a part for you to participate in this as well, if you've still got your voices left.
Goes like this.
Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, ah.
Trick ending. Want to try it again?
Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, ah.
One more time, all together.
Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, ah, ah.
All right, hang on to that that for later. This is Sickbed Symphony. Looking out over his life from his sickbed, he called his sons to come and hear. He said, life is short, life is long, and I have loved you like a song, but now the end is in my ears. He said, don't bother with complaint, 'cause life ain't the way it ain't. Just come near and hear these words I wanna say to you. He said, make your lives a song, a simple symphony. May your melodies be soft and strong. Make your lives a song. Looking out over his life from his sickbed, not long before the final stanza, he said, it's lonely going solo, so try to find a band and find a sweetheart who can hit the notes you can't. And don't be afraid now that you have come of age to wonder at the world like little boys. Train your eyes to see all the beauty that is in between. Train your lips to make a joyful noise. He said, make your lives a song, a simple symphony. May your melodies be soft and strong. Make your lives a song. Oh, 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 whoa, 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 He said, every broken arm and broken heart and promise is a movement in a symphony. You can choose to hear the beauty or the blues. It's up to you. It's up to you. So make your lives a song, a simple symphony. May your melodies be soft and strong. Make your lives a song. Oh, oh. Here we go. Oh, 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 oh. Once more.
Sickbed Symphony. Thank you.
This is Jen over here, who is doing our interpreting. She pulled me aside before the set and we sat down and we talked through the lyrics of all the songs that we're going to play, which as a songwriter is my actual dream. That was like my favorite
It's his
thing.
love language. Talking about lyrics is his love language.
And for this one, I just apologized. I just said there's just so many words that we're going to throw at you right now. And some of them are sarcastic and some of them are earnest. And you just gonna have to do your best to figure it out. This is a song called The Fight. And it's based on that idea from Dr. King. Darkness can't drive out darkness. Only can do that. Hatred can't drive out hatred. Only can do that. So this is a song about somehow trying to learn to find a more productive way of disagreeing. This is called The Fight. The world is changing, you feel it's spinning faster. I heard you saying we're heading for disaster in the end. Feels like we're caving in. The world is changing, there might not be enough, and we're all afraid things are blowing up and someone is to blame. Bet you could name some names, lock them all away, and drive away the hate by hating. Try to smash that thing down, try to stamp that thing out, try to grab it all and pound it down to 1,000 pieces. So don't be afraid, though the earth should give way. Just show me all your faith in all the ways you love the faces of the ones who disagree. The world is changing, it's not that different really. We do the same things we've done for centuries. When we get scared, we point over there. I think it's strange how we're never good at knowing the moment we change to be the same as what we fight against. It feels like self-defense. I guess we'll try again to drive away the hate by hating. Try to smash that thing down, try to stamp that thing out, try to grab it all and pound it down to 1,000 pieces. So don't be afraid, though the earth should give way. Just show me all your faith in all the ways you love the faces of the ones who disagree. All right, Jen, you ready? Take right, take left, take blue, take red, or take heart, take head, or take sharks, take jets, take the comment section from the last election, take the things we write, take our misdirection, take the fear that makes us want to drive them out and act the same as who we're mad about. Take the Inquisition, think of prohibition, shock and awe against Sharia law. Take crusades and hate and mobs and frenzies, crews and cliques, the crucifixion, ethnic cleansing. It isn't only all about the pain and hurt, also that it never really seems to work, cause the heavier the hand that holds and squeezes, more you break the thing into 1,000,000 pieces, and every little spore is gonna grow again. You could call that hell or you could call that sin, but the only revolution is the one within. Till we throw ourselves into the light, we will never win the fight. Try to smash that thing down, try to stamp that thing out, try to grab it all and pound it down to 1,000 pieces. So don't be afraid, no, don't be afraid. Just show me all your faith in all the ways you love the faces of the ones who disagree. The fight! You feel good about it? Thank you, Jen.
That song, The Fight, and the instrumental we opened with are both from our newest album, which is called Under the Leaves. It has been released since we were last here, which we were last here probably in 2019, 18, 17, something like that. So it's been a while.
If those folks wanted to get that record, where could they get it?
At the merchandise table, and 100% of the
there.
proceeds go to cover our exorbitant requests of our sound man at today's set. So, just kidding. He might share it with us. So, but we're actually going to do a signing after this over there. If you do want to come over there and say hi. Hey, if you leave this festival with one thing, I highly recommend this little wooden box. It says the Ryanhood Complete Collection. Inside is a tiny acoustic guitar. That is a USB drive that has our whole collection on it, 8 albums, and you can plug it right into your car and listen to the music right in your car or in your computer. Sam Robbins, the amazing Sam Robbins, also has a guitar complete collection there. So
You'll have to buy both.
You'll have to get both. But double check the one you're getting before you leave.
Have you ever said to yourself this phrase, "This too shall pass"? It's a helpful phrase. It can get you through rough times. The thing about that phrase is that it is equally true of the very best times, the ones that you most want to hold on to, the ones that you wish would last, but you can't really ever seem to make them last. So Ryan wrote us a song, one of my favorite songs that we have, that is about this idea that you can't ever quite hold it, so you have to somehow learn to savor it while it happens, as you're always letting it go and always savoring it. So he's a really wise man, and as well as a very handsome guitar player. Take it away.
Thanks. This is why our band has lasted 20 years.
A foot tambourine?
Oh, yeah. I would like that. If you ever come to Arizona, where we're from, these double nicely as a rattlesnake deterrent when you're on a hike. Rattlesnakes are everywhere in the desert. I'm just kidding. Don't do that when you're there. It's going to be ridiculous. I feel guilty if you if you get laughed at. Just stomp. Embers. Just a little longer now. I wish that I could wrap my arms around this moment. If only I was stronger so I didn't ever have to let it get away. I'm by your side, staring at the fire on a starry night. I know it isn't always gonna burn this bright. It's time on our side. Well, let's pretend, 'cause I don't want this moment to end. I have to put your picture down. All these feelings, they blow around like embers. I remember how it used to be. I can't explain why I feel so differently these days. I don't know why we get a little taste of something perfect, but never seem to find a way to make it work. It's time on our side. Well, let's pretend, 'cause I don't want this moment to end. Ah, ah. I don't want this moment to end. Ah, ah. In the cold of the morning light, the fire's out and I start to cry. I miss you. If I knew that it would end this way, I still wouldn't get away a single day, my love. Why? Tell me why. We get a little taste of something perfect, but never seem to find a way to make it work. Is time on our side? Well, that depends. But let's pretend, 'cause I don't want this moment to end. Thank you.
That little number was written by this gentleman right here. He's standing among us.
With a little help from my friend, right?
Did you ever get out of a relationship and you're like, something went wrong here and someone is to blame for this, but I don't think it's them. Maybe it was someone else who was in the relationship with them, like me. And I think that's kind of uncommon. Typically, you get out of a relationship and you're like, that did not go well, clearly because she's crazy. Or you go, he was very bad with money and sharing his feelings. Or they did not compost, and I cannot be with somebody who's not compost. There's always some reason that it went wrong, and it's just about always them. And I got out of a relationship where I was like, uh-oh, this one was me, for sure. And I was kind of screwed up about it for a while and blaming myself and sort of not knowing how to move forward. Someone I respected was like, you should read this book called Addiction and Grace by the psychologist Gerald May. And I was like, I don't want to read that. Does he also have a book just called Grace? Because I would read that book, maybe. Because I don't need to read a book called Addiction and Grace. And they were like, you could read it or not. How's it working out for you? And I was like, cool, I'll read it. And so I read this book, and he makes all these beautiful points, but one has stuck with me through the years, and it was this idea from the psychologist Gerald May. He says, there's this one thing that people have in common who get over the hard thing. So whether it's people who have a classic addiction, a substance abuse, drinking, drugging, gambling, or whether they're trying to get over the loss of somebody or something difficult, those people all share something in common, the ones who actually get better. And I was like, this author has my attention. He said, the thing that people have in common who get better is that those people don't immediately fill the space. People who can take some time and sit with what they feel, process it, hurt, grieve, cry, feel human emotions about this human thing that just happened. Those people seem to, it goes bad for a while, and then they move through it and they bloom. Whereas all the rest of us seem to go back to the start with a new person, or a new substance, or a new habit, or a new trip to the grocery store for ice cream, or a new cruise, or another trip to the Amazon shopping app. We just kind of keep going. And I was at a point in my life where I was like, I do not want to do this thing I just did with another person. So I'm going to do what Gerald May suggests. And I just stayed alone for a while, took some inventory, and spent some time with myself. And that altered the course of my life. And I started having healthier and healthier relationships. And one of the other benefits from that time, from not just filling the space, is you actually feel all your feelings, and there's all this creativity that comes with feeling all your feelings. So Ryan and I wrote just a titanic load of songs out of that space, and this is one of them, and this is called I Didn't Put Anything Into Your Place.
My heart is a house, you're the brick that is missing.
This is my fault, I knocked a hole in the wall.
And now it's December, there's wind on my face.
But I didn't put anything into your place.
Didn't put anything into your place. My heart is a house, you're the room that is empty.
This is on me, I put you out on the street.
By Valentine's Day, I was a miserable case.
But I didn't put anything into your place.
didn't put anything into your place. I don't know why I always try to fill these holes that fill my life, but I'm waiting. I hope someday they'll go away. These memories take time to fade, but they're fading. Ooh. So I am waiting. I am waiting. I am waiting. Some drinking coffee, some think of shopping. Some get new lovers and some get new drugs. I wrote you to say that it must have been grace. I didn't put anything into your place. 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 Didn't put anything into your 1, 2, 3, go! Didn't put anything into your place. Didn't put anything into your place. Didn't put anything into your place. I didn't put anything into your. Thank you. We're from Tucson, and a couple of the other good musical exports from Tucson include, obviously, Linda Ronstadt, probably our proudest export. Anybody ever heard of the band Calexico before? Yes. Boy, they'd be fun at this festival, wouldn't they? So they're a great band. They're from Tucson, and if you haven't checked them out, go do it. It's a fusing of southwestern sounds and Mexican sounds and surf and spaghetti western and indie, and it's all kinds of cool stuff. Their bassist at the time was a guy named Chris Jambaluka. He was a good friend of our band and would play with us often. And he picked this up at a pawn shop and gave it to me as a birthday present. He also knew how to fix up instruments, so he polished it up and made it play really great and gave me this mandolin. And I started immediately just making joyful noises with mandolin and bringing it out on the road. And I even found that before I really knew what I was doing on it, if I just hung it on the stage and never used it, the audience was still like 22% friendlier. It's like the power of this tiny little elf guitar. And so I'm spreading mandolin joy around the country. And over time, I just started to sense that there was this sort of cloud brewing over my friend Cameron. And what I determined was going on is that deep inside, he was like, man, when will I also get a tiny instrument to spread joy with? And a woman named Beth Mayer, an amateur luthier from Tucson, hand-built him this ukulele and gifted it to him. And she has since passed away and lives on, the beauty of her work lives on every show we do with this amazing instrument. And so what we're going to do is the obvious thing. Put mandolin and ukulele together for a duet, right? That's been done many times before successfully. So we thought, all right, probably the obvious choice. Let's start with an instrumental.
Sure.
And let's do something easy like a band from a 12-piece Southern rock jam band called the Allman Brothers. That sounds pretty easy. We'll do their version of Jessica. Jessica. Whew. You knew you were in trouble when you saw how low he was slinging that ukulele, didn't you? You were like, I don't feel safe. We need to scoot back a few rows, honey. It makes me think of like Green Day or something, speaking of which, we just did a really fun round. Anybody at the workshop earlier with the Neilds that we did earlier? Man, the Neilds were they're like the folk female Green Day to me. I was like just rocking, with harmony vocals. They were like MTV meets folk. I loved it.
I could use some Green Day with some more harmonies if you want.
What?
Like I could use that in my life, Green Day with more harmony.
Okay.
If you ever want to make my dreams come true.
I'll give you as much harmony as I can, friend.
Imagine it's the year 1871, and instead of rain, the problem that we have is fire. Because we all live in the city of Chicago, and that whole city that we live in is built out of wood. Because it's 1871, and it has not rained all summer long, and everything is brittle and bone dry, and night after night we keep hearing about fires in different parts of the city. And this one particular night, we hear that again, but it seems serious. And so we gather our things and our beloved people, and we go out into the streets, and we see this is indeed serious, and we instantly go into action, and we start running north along the streets towards the Chicago River that cuts the city in half. And we're trying to get across the bridge to get some water between us and this fire, and it is raging now. And we are doing everything we can to hold on to our pets and the people that we love. And we go north as far as we can to try to evade this. And we hide out north for 3 days until rain comes and finally puts out what we now call the Great Chicago Fire. And at the end of those 3 days, it's sort of this mix of fog and steam and smoke. And we kind of wander back down to see like, hey, maybe our house actually make it somehow, or did our business, maybe the fire skipped it? And it didn't. We wander down and we realize that we have in fact lost all the things that we worked for. And there's this feeling that you get where you're just like, this is not the way the world is meant to be. We're not supposed to just lose everything. I can't handle that things go like this, and I don't know what to do with the rage and unfairness that I feel right now. Back then, one of the ways that we dealt with things like that is we blamed immigrants. We've luckily outgrown that now, but back then, it was the Irish. And so there's this story that the fire started because of Catherine O'Leary and her cow. And it didn't matter that newspapers later admitted to completely making up that story. So just to burst your bubble right now, officially, the Chicago fire did not start because of Catherine O'Leary and her cow. The Irish part of the city was the convenient part of the city to place all of our rage. Does that make sense? All of our sadness and loss and grief, we put it on people who we felt were different from us. And that's how we got through it. So that was one reaction to the Chicago fire. But there was a second reaction also, which is that people started to stack usable lumber here and stack bricks over here that could be used. They cleared roadways so that carriages could get to the train station. And wouldn't you know that cities like St. Louis and Milwaukee and Buffalo start sending train loads of supplies to Chicago? And people start funneling them into the city, helping people, making sense of this disaster. And eventually they sort of push off the ashes of the old Chicago, and they plan and build a second Chicago. That's why Chicago is called the second city. It's not like second to New York City. It's second because the first one burned down. And when they remade it, they made it stronger. They made it out of steel and marble and concrete. So these are two ways of responding. One of them is to go, I need to find someone to blame, some place to put this. And the other one says, I'm going to sift through what I lost. I'm going to receive help in dealing with this hard thing. And over time, I will build something stronger. I don't know about you, but I have both of those motivations in me at all times that I'm always wrestling between. This is a song about pushing through and building something stronger. It's called Second City. When the city burned down, we rallied all around. The water tower remnant was left to downtown. You and I climbed with the lake behind, and through the smoke we saw where our city died. We saw burned out bridges and burned out parks, burned out kitchens and burned out hearts. We watched the flames take City Hall and watched the brand new hotel fall. So wrong, so young, so good and full of promise. So long to everything we've lost. And though downtown is falling down on the ground now, and all your hope has blown as ashes around now, brick by brick, beat by beat, your heart will survive until the second city lights begin to rise. So today we climb back way up high, where the city holds up the west half of sky. Looking out, it left no doubt, everything that burns turns back around. So wrong, so young, so good and full of promise. So long to everything we've lost. And though downtown is falling down on the ground now, and all your hope has blown as ashes around now, brick by brick, beat by beat, your heart will survive until the second city. I have known you, baby. I have seen that you are strong. You will burst out of the blue. You will burst into a song. We'll say so. And though downtown is falling down on the ground now, and all your hope has blown as ashes around now, brick by brick, beat by beat, your heart will survive till the second city lights begin to rise, to rise, to rise, begin to rise, to rise. Come on, rise. Second city. Folks, you're in for a real treat right now. In the year past, my best friend, Ryan David Green, put out a solo guitar record that is absolutely incredible, and I understand I am the most biased person on the planet, but it's so good that we're going to take some time in this set right now for you to hear one of the songs from this, and you will see.
Thank you.
Ryan David Green.
Thank you. Yeah, I put out an album. It's called Off and Running, and it's got 8 guitar instrumentals and 3 vocal songs. I'm going to do one of them. This is inspired by a night-blooming Ceres plant called the Queen of the Night, or Reina de la Noche. And it's this cactus that blooms once a year in the middle of the night. It will open up a bloom. So you stay up late to try to catch it. And it's this very just beautiful, sacred thing. It'll open up about 10 p.m., and be open under the moonlight, and then when the sun comes up, it withers, and it's done. And I just love it because it's just the most like humble counterculture thing. Like humility is not a big sort of cultural priority at the moment. It doesn't feel like in the land of like selfies and social media, and I just find it so inspiring. And I also just love that it can have its best moment and it doesn't need the applause of people. So I send this out to anybody who maybe has had their best and proudest moment when nobody was there to see it, which I think is many of us. Probably every mom right now is like, yeah, me. Mothers, I appreciate you. I mean that genuinely. It's a beautiful, thankless job you do. So this is called Reina de la Noche. It's inspired by that. Thank you.
Here's the thing, you could have a whole album like that in your life. It exists.
Come visit us after the set if you want over at the merch area. We've got those USB drives. We have all our CDs over there, and we've got vinyl and journals. A Make Your Life a Song journal. That's like the best way to come down from a festival, right? You just go home and journal your thoughts. I think we have time for just one more.
Just one more.
And then it's time for the man, the myth, Loudon Wainwright, I believe, is next, right? All right. So, yes, that's going to be an amazing way to finish. We're honored to be right before him. Give me a sec to tune up.
Sure thing. Absolutely. Yeah. My big thank you right now is to all of our volunteers. First of all, to Jen, being our expert communicator. We have a special spot in our heart for John Platt. He called us Discovery of the Year, and boy, have we gotten a lot of mileage out of that quote. I'll tell you what, there's not a poster or social media thing that we've put out that hasn't used that as bragging rights. And to all the volunteers, the stage crew, everyone who is helping make all of us look and sound so good, I really appreciate you. The one that we're going to do is actually, our favorite is Tyler. This is him right here, and this was his request. He's part of the crew right here. So this will be for him. It's called All Right Tonight. And this final song, the idea is this: that what we can't admit to ourselves or admit to the people around us about ourselves, those parts of us will never get loved if we can't own them. So the more I can show who I really am to the people in my life, the better chance I have of being loved for who I really am, if that makes any sense at all. If I go through my whole life masking, then that's the only thing that ever gets love, is that masked version of me, and it never gets into where I need it. But if I can dare to name and honor and live in those real parts of me, I stand the chance of being loved for who I most am on the inside. So this is about that. This is called All Right Tonight. It has been a pleasure to be with you.
2, 3, 4.
Here tonight I won't pretend anything about where I've been. Like the family that I came from, maybe, or anything that I'm afraid to say. 'Cause I believe that we're sick with secrets, that it keeps us torn in pieces. Better off to bathe our weaker sides in the light. 'Cause it's all right tonight. You don't have to hide. Take all you try to hold inside and bathe it in the light. So here tonight I want to show the other half that no one knows. Like the body that the mirror hated, what I hid away in the journal pages. 'Cause I believe that we're sick with secrets, that it keeps us torn in pieces. Better off to bathe our weaker sides in the light. Because it's all right tonight. You don't have to hide. Take all you try to hold inside and bathe it in the light.
Take us to the end of the song if you can.
Here tonight we'll sing it loud, and if we got tears we'll let them out. And if you've been hiding, come on out. 'Cause I believe that we're sick with secrets, that it keeps us torn in pieces. Better off to bathe our weaker sides in the light. 'Cause it's all right tonight. You don't have to hide. It's all right tonight. It's all right tonight. Here we go. Take all that I'm just so tired of hiding, and I'll bathe it in the light.
Thank you guys very much. We are Ryanhood from Tucson, Arizona. Hope to get back here soon. Thank you. Thank you. What a pleasure. Thank you.